I told you it wasn't their job?
What if you told me that? I don't know. You tell me more.
It's never their job. The contract is a reactionary contract. If you remember from camp, the duties after a loss must be performed before the insurance company. So if the insurance company came out there and wrote you a $50,000 check, but they owed you $300,000, the fact that they came out there and wrote you anything at all is a bonus for them because nobody performed on the contract yet. The second we perform on the contract, then we really just want them to verify. Is this what's here or not? And if it's not, then show me where, and I'll make that correction. And then I expect to see the totality of what we put in. So I think we have to get away from that shit. They have spent enough money to make the whole entire world believe that it's not a conflict of interest to send the guy out that owes the money to tell you how much. I don't care how much you spend. The second that we put it in the light and we say, okay, the guy that owes the money is going out to tell you how much, and that's not a conflict of interest. Well, it is a conflict of interest. In fact, I believe it's how our profession, I spent a lot of time trying to figure out who was the first son of a bitch that, got the public adjusting profession and how in the world did it occur? And after, 13, 14 years, whatever we've been in this, it finally hit me about a month ago that it became clear they didn't have a choice. And I think that this is probably our gateway into some of the states, Arkansas, Alaska, Wisconsin, that do not allow public adjusters.
That's insane to me. That's insane. To not have an advocate to fight for the homeowner is crazy.
Do you think that the insurance carriers lobbied that, or do you think it's
of course?
Of course. They got more money than the Pope. Yes.
It's like everybody's always afraid of our industry. They're scared that, oh my God, what's going to happen with our industry one day, because they do make our lives hard, with all their different policy changes and so on and so forth. But I always also tell them that I was kind of worried about that when I first started 14 years ago. Ultimately, in my opinion, and I hope I'm right, we're never going to go away. The homeowner, the policyholder needs an advocate. They need somebody to go out there and to do the job, to follow the duties after the loss and present the claim the way it's supposed to, so that it's clear, it's understandable, and the carrier knows exactly what needs to be paid. I can't believe that there's actually states that were illegal.
I don't even know if we need to keep using that word advocate, because it's really not correct. If we were advocate, that would mean that we were doing whatever we could possibly to make them win whatever the deal was. By the virtue of the policy itself, the policy is what says, hey, you must go out and perform. So when we go out and perform, we're doing what they demand. And what should happen at that point is they should just have one person that reviews that file and tells us whether that file is correct or not. And if it's not, then what part of it do you show that it's not?